The Halloween event in Pokémon Go is typically home to a bunch of Pokémon that are exclusive to Halloween, and one of those Pokémon is of course Phantump, which evolves into Trevenant. Now this Pokemon has been one of the most relevant Pokemon in the Go Battle League for the last couple of years, but over time it has seen a lot of nerfs, and a lot of Pokemon that are really strong against it have seen a lot of buffs. So inevitably the question must be asked, is Trevenant still relevant in the Go Battle League? That's what this video is going to be exploring. Let's get right into it. Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Alright, so it's Halloween season within Pokemon Go, and we gotta put a spotlight on Trevenant because this Pokemon is typically seen as one of the best Pokemon for the Go Battle League that you can get out of Halloween. The pre-evolved form of Trevenant, which is of course Phantump, is going to be a very common spawn during the next couple of weeks, and a lot of players are going to collect a bunch of candy as well as potentially some PvP IVs of this Pokemon. But is it actually worth investing considering the amount of nerfs that Trevenant has received over the years? I still believe it is, because Trevenant is going to be a huge menace against most of the top Pokemon in the current Go Battle League meta. Right now, the Great League is littered with Pokemon like Medicham and Sableye, and Trevenant deals with a lot of these Pokemon really easily. For what it's worth, every time I've used Trevenant in the Go Battle League, I've always had very positive results. And the reason for that is because this Pokemon is an absolute offensive powerhouse. To best understand this, let's go over all the details for this Pokemon. Trevenant is a Ghost and Grass type Pokemon. This gives it weaknesses to Dark types, Fire types, Flying type, Ghost type, and Ice type attacks. It's also going to have a double resistance to both Fighting type and Normal type attacks, and a regular resistance to Electric, Grass, Rock, and Water. Not that it matters for PvP, but Trevenant is going to be weather boosted by foggy weather and sunny weather. I guess this is only going to be relevant if you're trying to get as much candy and Stardust out of every Phantump, but other than that, you don't necessarily have to worry about it. When it comes to Trevenant's base stats, it has a base attack stat of 201, a base defense stat of 154, and a base stamina stat of 198. It's definitely going to be a bit on the squishier side, but this Pokemon is still really good for the Go Battle League. It does have a lot of offensive power, so it's going to deal a lot of pressure to your opponents. Now, in terms of what IVs you should look for the rank 1 IVs, you will want one that is 0 attack, 15 health, and 15 defense for the Great League, and 1 attack, 15 defense, and 15 health for the Ultra League. Now, in terms of the fast attacks that Trevenant can come with, it could be either Shadow Claw or Sucker Punch. Obviously, Shadow Claw is going to be the clear favorite between the two fast attacks, and that's mainly because it deals an insane amount of damage, but also generates a lot of energy as well. You will want that energy to unleash Trevenant's charge attacks, because that is actually what Trevenant is known for. It can have either Shadow Ball, Foul Play, or Seed Bomb. Both Shadow Ball and Seed Bomb are extremely powerful, and they're going to create a lot of pressure for your opponents. If they do not have their shields up, then both of these moves are going to completely nuke them down. What I like to do is use Seed Bomb to bait out shields and then blast them with Shadow Ball. That seems to be the typical strategy with Trevenant, but if you already got both of their shields down with your lead Pokemon, then you could bring in Trevenant to just clean up the rest. So one of the teams that includes Trevenant that has been working out really well for me lately is having a Lantern lead, Trevenant as the switch, and Medicham as the closer. This team is incredibly powerful, and it does counter a lot of the Pokemon that you typically come across. Unfortunately, this team also has a lot of weaknesses as well, so you're going to run into a couple of hard losses, but that's okay because this team is definitely going to give you a lot more wins. Trevenant is actually still really good in my opinion. Yeah, it's not as overpowered as it was before, and there's going to be a lot of Pokemon that will counter it, but if you use it properly and you switch into it with the right conditions, you're going to have a lot of easy wins with this Pokemon. Shadow Ball still deals an incredible amount of damage, and Seed Bomb is going to give you some much needed type coverage. This Pokemon is definitely still worth investing into, in my opinion. So if you go out and you want a really good Pokemon for the Go Battle League, I would focus in on Phantump, because if you were to get yourself a good PvP IV Trevenant, you're going to go really far in the Go Battle League. But yeah, there you have it. This was my analysis on Trevenant. Leave your thoughts regarding this Pokemon down below in the comments. Do you still use Trevenant in the Go Battle League, or is this one of the Pokemon that you have forgotten about? Definitely share why and why not down below. below, and let's have a great discussion. And as always, thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it and found it to be informative, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to all of the members of my Patreon family. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in a big way, make sure you go and check out the links in the description below. For all of the members of my Patreon family, they get a permanent spot on my in-game friends list. So if you want to interact with me in some way within Pokemon Go, like with remote raids or the friendship system, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. Also, if you want to support my channel in a non-monetary way, you could do so by following me on social media. Alright, and with that said, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.